That night, I couldn't sleep. The hum of the VCR felt like it was calling to me. I went back to the home tape and fast-forwarded. The tracking was getting worse, lines of static eating away at the edges of the frame. The scenes were getting shorter, more frantic. Then, the camera turned around. In every home movie, there's a moment where the person filming catches their reflection in a window or a mirror. My dad was the one filming. He turned the camera toward a hallway mirror to check the battery light. The man in the mirror wasn't my dad. He looked like him. Same jawline, same thinning hair. But his eyes were different. They were hollow. And he wasn't looking at the camera lens. He was looking through it, directly at me. On the couch. In 2026. He stopped moving. The dog on the screen stopped barking. The wind in the trees froze. The dad on the screen leaned in close to the lens. The static got louder, a high-pitched whine that made my teeth ache. His lips moved. There was no audio, just the roar of the white noise, but I could read his lips perfectly. You stayed in the wrong one, Ben. The tape snapped. The VCR let out a dying screech and began to smoke. Subscribe to see the full video and channel. I spent the morning ripping the VCR apart trying to save the tape, but it was melted. A black, gooey mess of magnetic film. I drove to my dad's house. I didn't knock, I just used my key and went straight to the attic. I needed to see the rest of those tapes. I needed to know if they were all wrong. The plastic bin was gone. Not just moved, the entire corner of the attic where I found it was empty, no dust patterns on the floor, no stray labels, just bare wood. I found my dad in the kitchen, drinking coffee. He looked tired. Looking for something, son? The tapes, Dad. The bin I found yesterday. He set his mug down slowly. Ben, I haven't been up in that attic in 5 years. The stairs are too hard on my knees. There are no tapes up there. We lost all those in the basement flood back in '02. Remember? I did remember. I remembered the smell of mildew and the heartbreak of seeing our family history turned into gray pulp. But I watched one, I whispered. There was a dog. You weren't allergic. My dad looked at me, and for a second his eyes went flat, just like the man in the mirror. Nostalgia is a dangerous thing, Ben. It's not just a memory. It's a doorway. And sometimes you leave the door open too long and let the draft in. He took a sip of his coffee. Go home, Ben. Live the life you have. It's the only one that's real anymore. I left, but when I got into my car, I looked in the rearview mirror. Sitting in my back seat was a single frayed tennis ball covered in golden dog hair. It was still damp with slobber. I sat in my car for a long time clutching the damp tennis ball. The static-filled dread of the attic was fading, replaced by a strange magnetic pull toward the local animal shelter. I walked past dozens of barking kennels until I reached the very last one. There he sat, a golden retriever with the exact same white patch over his left eye. He didn't bark. He just wagged his tail against the concrete with a rhythmic thump-thump that matched the heartbeat of the old VCR. I adopted him on the spot. I named him Buster. When I pulled up to my dad's house, I expected a lecture or a sneezing fit. Instead, my dad met us on the porch. He looked at the dog, then at me, and his eyes cleared of that hollow, distant look. He reached out a trembling hand, and as Buster licked his palm, my dad didn't pull away. I don't know why, he whispered, buried in golden fur, but I feel like I've been waiting 20 years to do that. The tapes were gone and the past was a blur of glitches, but as we sat together in the afternoon sun, the home I'd seen on the screen finally felt real. The door to the other life had closed, but it had left us with exactly what we needed.